Hello and welcome to Quad Radio. As today we bring to you the number 2 guy, if you will, from the AMA Pro ATV National Motocross Championship Series, and we're talking about none other than T. Brown 84 himself. Thomas Brown, we welcome you today and say happy Halloween to you, I guess, as we are in the season right now. I was thinking about this a few moments ago, how kind of eerily spooky it is right now with everything being all quiet. It kind of gets you a little, I don't know, anticipating the unknown, and you get a little bit freaky. So I think it's perfect for Halloween season. So it's nice to have you out here to say boo, man.
Oh, for sure. It's good. I got to correct you on one thing. I recently had to release that number 2 plate to Joel, so it's number 3 now, but I'm ready to fight back for that, and I want to fight for way more than that. Looking into next year, there's some exciting stuff going on, and I definitely want to kind of surpass the number 2, and I'd like to get myself a championship.
Yeah, you'd think I would remember that, man. That's how quick these seasons all pass together for me. It's amazing how quickly this 2014 season went, actually, and how crazy it was. I mean, and a lot of things have happened since, I guess, the last time we've really had a chance to talk, Thomas, whether it be here recorded-wise or even, personally. I mean, since, the end of the season, so to speak. But I know one of the last times we talked to you, we were heading into a pretty good season, and things were pretty exciting, and you had another great season, but again, you relinquished that number 2 plate to Joel. But talk a little bit about this past season and some of the changes that's been taking place here since that final round there at Loretta Lynn's.
We finished Loretta's up really strong. We came back from a horrible start last year, and man, it was good. And me and Joel got a great battle, great points battle. We didn't hardly battle actually too much on the track, seems like in different years we had battled a little bit more on the track. This year it seemed like one was to do good, one was to do bad. We had a few battles, but came down to I think a 2-point or 1-point spread at Loretta's to the final moto. And Joel had a really bad moto, I had a decent moto. The mud kind of took a little bit of my thunder away from me and allowed me to only get as far as I could. But it ended up just a few points shy of knocking up that 1-2 finish with the Wienen Motorsports team again, but it's gonna be sad to say that the Wienen Motorsports team won't be going 1-2, or at least not with me involved with it. I heard Chad is working on some stuff, but I've decided to step away from Chad looking into this next year and put my own program together. But it's gonna be interesting trying to get all the details put together right now. I don't have too much to release, but I can definitely assure it's gonna be exciting and be excited racing for next year.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited about it. I was kind of wondering about that. To be honest with you, it's not really a big surprise to me on a lot of different levels, Thomas. It seems to me that, before the Wienen Motorsports program that you became a part of there a few years ago, you seem to have, things pretty dialed in on a program of your own. I'm sure you benefited a lot working with Chad Wienen and so forth, but at the same time, I really can't see a lot of changes for you other than obviously having to start fresh with some sponsorships and stuff.
Yeah, you're 100% correct there. I've done my own team stuff before back in the day, and I learned a lot from Chad. And it was a great time over there, and I learned a lot, and I can't thank him enough for that and that opportunity. But it's the easiest part. It's hard for a team to have 2 number 1 guys. Just 2 heavy hitters on team is a lot for a team, and it's main reason I'm stepping out. It's time for me to kind of do my own thing and go back to doing my own thing. But like you said, I learned a lot. Chad's very wise and taught me a lot. So and some I hope to take that to actually use against him to beat him. But it should be a good year, like I said before. But yeah, I'm excited about it. Sponsors are coming together good. And just trying to work through everything. It's definitely a little bit more work doing all your own sponsors. I've got kind of spoiled by Chad the last couple of years, and but enjoying it all in the same amount of time as getting to work with people and getting to talk with people I haven't talked to in years, and trying to get back in contact with everybody.
What's the response been like for you as you've been making those phone calls and so forth?
Really good. Everybody's pretty excited about it. I know several people that I'm going to be working with that are similar to that I worked with Chad, or excited to see me on my own deal. It's more exposure for them, even though now they'll have 2 teams representing them. Me and Chad are on the same stuff, and then other programs are excited to have one of us, you know.
Right.
And it should be good. And a lot of people are, like I said, they're just all excited about it. I haven't had any negatives to it. You know, like I said, the people that I'm going to be working with, the same as Chad, are excited to have 2 different programs out there, and the people that aren't working with Chad are excited to have me, and are wanting to push us to the front, you know, and that's kind of where I'm going with. And everybody I'm going to be working with is definitely going to be a top-notch deal, and possibly looking at having a couple other people with me underneath the tent, per se, and it's looking positive. Everybody's jumping up, and support's good. Can always use more, and that's what I'm shooting for now. So we're working on it.
Wow. I see some pretty good things coming in the future for you, Thomas. I'm pretty excited for you. And like I said, it wasn't a huge surprise to me. But one thing that has been a huge surprise to me this offseason, it seems like since the conclusion of the 2014 season at Loretta Lynn's, there's been hardly any buzz, hardly any talk. I've talked a little to Chad Wienen. He obviously filled me in on what was going on with you guys and going your separate ways, which is, you know, like I kind of told him, you know, no surprise to me. I think it's a good move on everybody's part, and it actually kind of helps, I think, possibly somebody else out in the near future that might have a struggling program, and it might rebound another program. Chad could become a pretty huge asset as far as ATV racing is concerned in that respect. But what I'm getting at, I guess, is the quietness that we've had since, well, the conclusion of Loretta Lynn's. It seems like since that checker flag flew, there hasn't been a whole lot of buzz going on. I mean, there was the Caleb Moore Memorial, the ATV Pro Challenge, I know, which didn't seem to get a lot of buzz this year. And, I'm just kind of wondering what has been going on in the ATV racing community. It seems like everybody just have resumed the normal life, kind of like a Superman status. They're super racer during the winter or during the summer, and now all of a sudden they're their mild-mannered normal self during this off season, and there's not a lot of buzz going on, man.
Oh, for sure. You know, I think a lot of things there's not much changing. As far as I could tell, and people I've talked to, is there's not much buzz going on for sure. I've noticed it myself, and I think I'm one of the bigger changes going on. Everybody else is kind of locked in and staying where they're at. I mean, I haven't heard nothing official from everybody, but kind of seems to be the mood. And then the challenge, man, it just got put together late. It didn't get advertised as well, and all the funding and everything for it came together late. So it wasn't as big an event as it was last year. But I've talked to the promoters and the series. The series is getting better, and I can say one thing is they're already working on the 3rd annual Memorial Challenge, and it should be bigger and better than the first year, and really exciting. But as far as this year's challenge, though, I got to give it up to a shout out to Davey Hagsma. That dude, man, he showed up with his game face on, and he worked me in both expert motos. I was right there on him in the first one. The second one, I made a few mistakes, and he got a gap. But that dude showed up ready to race, and talking to him, he said he might try to hit a few more nationals next year, so I'll be pumped on that. See another face, he made some Millville this year, but he did good. Like I said, it was a great battle, and that's the way Caleb would have wanted it. You know, I obviously wanted to win that for him and just for our Texas group, but wasn't able to pull it off again. And but it was a good thing. And as far as the quietness, man, it's definitely quiet, and I think everybody's just really looking forward to next year. I think everybody wants it, and everybody sees a shot. Everybody wants to knock Chad off and wants to be that number one guy.
I agree. I agree. And I guess this calm and quiet can be a good thing for maybe some of the riders, because the less hype, the less prying, the less, just basic badgering from the media or fans or whatever the case may be. It might be a good opportunity to recharge batteries, but at the same time, is it good or bad for the sport, man? I mean, I think the race fans are wanting to know what's going on right now. So hopefully there's some things that start to come to light here pretty soon. I mean, obviously, I think you're going to be shedding some light here in the near future as far as this program that you're putting together is concerned.
Oh, for sure. I'm definitely I'm ready to share it. I want to get out there to everybody what's going on. It's just I got to hold off a little bit longer, and only thing I can say is that when it does come out, it's going to be really good. I think there's going to be a lot of excited people about it. And I'm pretty excited just to be another team in the pits. That's something that is definitely going to happen, and we're definitely going to be another team and back with Yamaha for sure. So, another Yamaha team out there and just another team in general will make racing and the atmosphere better. But I'm excited about it, and it's definitely quiet. But like I said, I'm planning to shed some light on it. I got a little question for you. Is what's not quiet right now is that GNCC battle. I got to give a shout out to Walker as well. I think sure hope he's going to be able to take this one this year. And I like Borich and everything, but it'd be cool to see Walker come in swinging and maybe knock that championship off and hopefully have a good battle here in a week.
Yeah, I am beside myself with this one, Thomas. I'm not going to lie to you. As far from a race fan standpoint, it is like I'm drooling at the mouth. I tend and am not, leaning towards either rider. I think either rider winning the championship has great ramifications for the sport, regardless of the way it goes. And I know that's such a ride-in-the-fence political answer, but I honestly, man, I just like good racing, and this to me has been great. And coming down to the final round like this at the Ironman, I am beside myself. It's kind of like a dream for me. I can't imagine what Walker Fowler is thinking right now and what Chris Borich is thinking right now. If you think about the history of it all, and Jason Wygant wrote about it on GNCCRacing.com, the history of Chris Borich's climb to stardom and fame and dominance through working Bill Balance over and over. In the early tenure of Bill Balance's championship run, Chris had Bill against the ropes a couple of times, but as we all well know, we've not seen a championship battle go down this tight as it has since 1993 when Barry Hawk won his his first ATV GNCC championship. So yeah, I'm pretty amped up. I'm pretty stoked, and I'm still. It's kind of like a dream for me. I cannot wait. I can only imagine that the number of people that are going to be there for that event. In my hometown I'm in Southern Ohio, so there's a lot of folks that are related to someone that follows, I think, off-road racing in some way, shape, or form. But I've had people that I knew that didn't even know what an ATV was or that GNCC racing exists come up to me and start conversations with me about this championship and this final race at the Ironman, telling me they're going to Crawfordsville, Indiana, to make sure they see what happens out there, man. So that's, to me, this is monumental. It's pretty exciting, and if you can't tell, yeah, I'm pretty excited about this.
Oh, that's awesome. It's cool to see a points race coming into the final round tied. I don't know of many times ever that happens. It's unheard of. Everybody gets pumped when there's a 5 points difference, and that's still the guy that's winning has to finish third, and the guy that's in second has to win. And that's good. But this one is, man, it no matter where they finish, if it's 20th and 21st, whoever beats who wins.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not if they finish outside the top five. It's different strategy. It's a one strategy race for those two. It's I got to beat him, and he has to, and I can't let him beat me.
Oh man, can you imagine though? Have you talked to either one of the competitors by any chance? Being maybe being a fellow Yamaha rider, you might have been in at least contact with Walker. Have you had a chance to talk with him any?
I've talked with him before the last round in Ohio. And I haven't talked to him since then. I'm gonna leave it up to him. He's doing what's right. And I talked to him then, and he was stoked on the way that things were going and the point race getting as close as he was. I mean, he's like, just say he's gonna keep doing what he's doing and having fun. And it sure does seem like it's working for him.
Yeah. So, what's the odds of you coming up, I guess, from Texas to watch that event and that historical thing take place there? Are you going to make the trip, or are you going to be watching it on RacerTV.com?
Man, I would love to make the trip, but I have already got a few things going on that weekend. Otherwise, I would definitely be there. I've even looked into flights and everything. I just can't make my whole weekend happen. But I will definitely watch it on the racetv.com. That live feed's pretty cool, and then I always got the lap times coming up too, so I can see the gaps and everything. And knowing the way Chris normally races, you always got to wait till that last lap to make sure nothing crazy happens, no matter what's going on.
Yeah, isn't that the truth? That's for sure. But wow, and I think that right there, myself, Thomas, is good for ATV racing in general. Just the interest that it has created. I know a lot of folks have been very interested in it through the Racer X show on racertv.com. They've been talking a lot about it. You see a lot of buzz about it on all over the internet. It's just pretty amazing. I think that this is one thing that is really helping out ATV racing in general. It's the boost in the arm that I think the industry is really needed.
Yeah, no doubt. I'll tell you what, that race right there is a tough race in itself. I mean, I've only done one GNCC, and it was an Ironman. And from what I was told, it was a light year. It was a fair weather, and it wasn't muddy. So they said that's unheard of for Ironman. But that was a tough race. Those guys are ridiculous fast, and they're ridiculous fast for 2 hours. I know when I did it, I ran second for the first 25 minutes, the first lap, and then top 5 the second lap. And by the end of it, I was out. I think I finished 56th. The last lap, I never stood up. It was horrible. I was not prepared for it at all. I was straight motocross in the first 45 minutes, and after that, I was just done. Just completely could not go fast. And that time, Walker was a pro-am rider. I remember lap 3, he started a minute behind me and just came by me, just bouncing out the Red Bull and pinned, and I'm like, this is nuts. And so it should be interesting. And with that being said, I'm pretty interested to see how old Mr. Wienen does at the Ironman GNCC. So it'll be interesting to see. It's not going to be hard for him to do better than me, but it'd make my day to see how he does.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Especially if he can get 57th or something, it'll really make you feel pretty good, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, I don't want to wish him too bad, but it's definitely be awesome to see him finish 57th, just one spot behind me. I got you by one.
Yeah, exactly. It'd be something you'd be able to rib him about forever, wouldn't it?
Oh yeah, but somehow he pulls it off, and that's great. I'll be pumped for him, but I'll be mad at the same time, and I'll probably have to come redeem myself.
Yeah, I got you, bro. I got you. Now, let's talk about it. I know, we put a lot of emphasis on ATV racing, and, in reality, I mean, you look back at it, we just spent 9 rounds of racing, and, 9 rounds translates basically into 9 weeks or weekends of a 52-week year, dude. There's a lot more that goes on, I think, than actual racing. So I think that probably plays into a part of a lot of the quietness we've had since Loretta Lynn. So talk a little bit about it from a personal level. Let's take our race face off right now. What's been going on with Thomas Brown, man? I mean, life seems to be treating you pretty good. I know you got your place. It's pretty much done up, and you're moved in, and things are solid now, huh?
Yeah, for sure. The biggest thing about our series is that it's only 9 weekends, which is, like you said, a 50-weekend year. But the problem with that is that it's strung over, 6-7 months. And that relates to is even on the off weekends, we're still working. So, if it was 9 weekends straight, it'd be easier on us. There's no doubt, it's a lot of room for mistake. I love racing every weekend, so if we could do that, that'd be awesome. Well, it still takes us 6 months of the year of full-on race mode training every day. But as far as, now that we're in the off-season, it's been good. I've been back here in Texas. I spent a few weeks up at my girlfriend's place on PA right after the season, and then been back here in Texas and enjoying it. It's, man, I tell you what, I love where I live here. It's a great group of people. Colton Moore, grew up with him and the old Moore family, so we go out with them all the time and, get out on the boat, get on the water. I've done some riding, especially for getting ready for the challenge and, getting things ready. Got a little vacation planned here in a few weeks to go on a cruise, I guess, mid-December, and then I guess we get to see everybody here a little bit sooner than that at the banquet. Definitely excited about seeing everybody and getting, let's get away from racing and have fun, off the track.
Yeah, exactly, and I think it's cool that we got the pro guys back with the amateur banquet. I think it'll give you the accolades, the and the opportunity to remix and remingle with folks that we haven't seen in quite some time. I mean, I'm glad to see that you guys are coming back, man. So that'll be cool.
Oh, for sure. You know, I got to say one thing is I know there was some hard feelings last year. I know the top three did not show up at the amateur banquet in West Virginia last year, and there was I definitely heard that the people were frowning upon that, and I just wanted to make a little statement that we were required to go to California, and you know, none of us were even known that we were going to be represented there or anything at the amateur banquet. And for me to come from Texas, it was a lot of money. So I'm like you said, I'm super excited that that's where our banquet is this year to represent or to for us to receive our awards for the year. So I'm excited to get back there and get back with the rest of the ATV race of the ATV community. And you know, it's good. You know, I'm excited to be back, and missing the last few years sucked, but it was good for the sport, I think, too, for us to be with the dirt bikes and out there in California and stuff. Allowed us to represent the ATV to a bigger industry, but then at the same time, I'm excited about this year and excited to be back and see what it's all about.
Couldn't have said it better myself, man. I mean, that's the best way to put that. I was great, man, exposing it to another industry. So in your absence, you were still doing great things, probably greater things than what those that were being critical of may have realized. So hopefully they realize that maybe their assumptions were wrong. But regardless, anyway, Thomas, it's been awesome talking to you. It's good to know that you're excited about the GNCC, the ATV Motocross Banquet coming up. And good to know that you've got this great opportunity that lays before you to build this program and mold it and shape it the way that works best for Thomas Brown. I think that we've got great things going on in the ATV racing nation, and I'm glad to have you at the forefront of it, brother.
Oh, I appreciate it, and like I said, I'm looking forward to this next year being my own boss and everything again. And you know, as soon as we have more, we'll have to get back here on Quad Radio and let's release some new stuff to everybody. All
righty, sounds good. I'm going to let you go, I guess, and like you said, we'll be waiting for further updates. That's Thomas Brown. I'm Rodney Tomlin. This is Quad Radio.